Hello. This will be a unboxing and some initial thoughts on a Sigma soldering, portable soldering station, Sigma 850. Has a 3-digit LED display, claims to have rapid heat up and switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit on the LED display readout. So let's jump in. So here's the box. More or less as it shipped. I did take it open it up earlier to peek. So this is the main piece of the device, the power supply for the iron itself. I will say it's not very heavy. From what I understand, this soldering iron was designed to use Hakko T12 soldering iron tips. It comes with two. I'm fairly confident these are knockoff tips. This whole thing was around $30, and two T12 Hakko tips are about $30 by themselves. This is the part that's going to be designed to work with the Hakko tips. Other knockoff irons haven't had the greatest luck using legitimate Hakko tips, but one never knows. You can only wait and see how it works. It also comes with some directions that don't really entirely line up with what I have, which is to be expected, but the English is fairly good, so there's always that. The iron comes with a sponge that's hopefully appropriate for soldering, and an iron stand that is just barely tolerable for what it is. But let's get it set up here. And that's kind of how they want you to do it. We go ahead and stick a tip in. That's what it looks like. So, for some quick assembly, undo some twisty ties. Set the unit aside. Undo another twisty tie on the cable here. And this it's a 3-pin connector, interestingly enough. It should slide in, screws in like so. So I'm going to get this plugged in, get my supplies set up, and we'll do a quick look to see how it works. Before we continue, this iron claims to have a fairly good connection between the earth ground and the tip. So, figure it wouldn't hurt to check that out. I do have the iron is switched on and obviously unplugged. So I'll put the one lead here, and we'll put the other lead to the tip, and that is reading 2 ohms, 2.2, which for the accuracy of this meter, we'll just go ahead and say that's a very good connection to ground. So, set this aside. Go ahead. And the moment of truth. All right, it turned on. And you can see there it claims to be up to temperature. The preset setting was 350 degrees C. Unfortunately, I don't have any method of confirming that. We'll just trust that it's reasonably close. And let's see if it's hot. Well, look at that. Got a wee little bit of a sizzle. And we'll see if I can melt some solder. Oh, look at that. Plenty good. Plenty good. If anyone's curious, at the moment I am using a SAC 305 no clean solder. I figure that's kind of the way the electronic industry is going, just as well follow along. So, initial impressions. Well, I plugged it in, it turned on, it seems to melt solder and work. So the next test will be assembling something. As it happens, I've already purchased an electronics kit. It's a partially do-it-yourself sort of kit, so I will be assembling that next. Once that's done, I'll have a much better picture of how good of an iron this is. We'll see. As of right now, the iron feels pretty good in the hand. The handle does feel a little cheap. My views are perhaps a little skewed. I do have a Metcal soldering iron at work that is very much a beast. So everything's going to seem a little cheap to that in comparison. So, until next time, thank you.